In this video, we'll cover checking for and replacing a stripped drive gear that causes a static PRS-33 or PRS-33.2 carriage. Replacing the gear may be necessary. For US customers, you can find replacement parts at parktool.com. For customers outside of the US, contact your distributor. To check your drive gear, begin by removing the carriage cover. If the drive and driven gears are misaligned, check to see if any of the gears have been stripped. Drive gears are tough and can handle a lot of load, but a misalignment can strip the teeth and prevent the carriage from functioning properly. If your drive gear is stripped, you will need to remove and replace with a new one. Note: as you work through this process, be sure to make a mental note or take a picture of where everything is. Start by unplugging the power supply and removing the motor shroud. For the shroud, you need to remove 2 T15 screws and 4 bolts with 5mm heads. Once these are removed, carefully pull the bottom motor enclosure of the shroud down, away from the work tray top, just enough to see in. This splits the case open, letting you see the wires linking the shroud and motor inside. Unplug the wires and slide the shroud off, keeping the top and bottom together. Next, remove the motor assembly. Using a 4mm hex wrench, unthread all 4 bolts holding the motor mount to the carriage. Once the bolts are removed, slowly pull the motor and drive gear shaft out, catching the drive gear spacer as you do so. With the motor assembly and drive gear shaft gone, you can now remove the stripped drive gear and install a new one. With the new gear installed, slowly replace the motor assembly and drive gear shaft onto the carriage, being sure the drive gear spacer slides onto the drive gear shaft. As you align the motor assembly to the bolt holes on the carriage, make sure you have it rotated and facing the proper angle with the text and grip tape facing up. This is important as it makes unplugging and plugging in the wires easier, as well as reducing the chance of pinching them. With the motor in the proper orientation, reinstall the 4 mounting bolts. Carefully slide the motor shroud top and bottom onto the motor assembly. Be sure the motor slides through the loop of wires on the bottom enclosure. Reconnect the wires. Reinstall the 4 bolts with 5mm heads and the 2 T15 screws. Plug the unit back in. Align the gears with one another, tighten the driven gear set screws, and test to make sure the carriage is working properly. If the issue persists, please reach out to us at tech@parktool.com. Have a great day, and thanks for using our tools.